to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. And we're going to go over NXT this week for 6/11. But before we do, we're going to do a little recap of Battleground, the first event inside in the UFC facility, the new parent company of WWE. And, the studio is nicer, but I don't know about size-wise, the difference. It looks a little bigger than what they use in Orlando normally. But, it did look luxurious. It did look like it had more luxury in it and not just bench seats and that type. But anyway, interesting facility. The crowd was really out, and the UFC fighters seemed to have brought their kids, and it was a real family-friendly event for the UFC guys that usually deal in violence to take their kids and do a not so violent, choreographed violent sport. But anyway, guys, man, Battleground started out with the first ever North American Women's Championship decided in a ladder match. And, you had Sol Ruka, you had Jada Parker, Mi Chen, Valen Henry, Lash Legend, and Keilani Jordan. And, Sol comes out first and Jada, and then, it's a pretty good match. Every Miss Chen's going to sell good for you. Valen had the Las Vegas cowgirl look. Lash, where was her focus in this? Was it on Trick? And Jada Parker, this is what I came out of this match of. Jada just needs more time. Looks like she has the basics. She just needs more time. Sol Ruka, very smooth. Had a couple soul takers in there. And Keilani Jordan, very good. Has progressed. The match itself, really good. Lash is kind of like a giant in this match, so she gets thrown out of there like they would throw a giant out of a match, throw her over the top rope onto a ladder. Good little match. Good to go back and watch. In the end, though, kind of a surprise. Keilani Jordan, or Lonnie, I think is what she likes to be called. But Miss Jordan pulls it off and is your first North American champion. They even had a 4-person sleeper in this one. So, yeah, it's pretty good, though. After that, you've got Gallows and Anderson, the OC, going against the champs, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And, it's the first live event for the OC, I believe they said, since Crown Jewel of 2022, so they were, putting on a show. Frazier and Axiom, they come out fast and they looked really good, made everything look great. They're so crisp on their moves and flying around. They're flipping. It's the way Nathan does that backflip off into a neck breaker or whatever you want to call that move is just, the timing on that is just, I never get tired of seeing that. But Axiom at one point is trying to put Gallows in a sleeper, just too big of a man. And, it's a lot of flipping and a lot of flopping on this one. But Nathan Frazier and Axiom are going to end up with the win. Nathan Frazier gets the win, actually. Okay of a match. It's just the OC, they're good. They're a different style of old school mixed with Japan wrestling. This match was pretty good, though. Pretty good, I'm not going to... The ladies' match, I think, overshined this one a little bit, but let me see. You've got a cheerleaders coming. Let me see. That's a little promo. Dante Chin is tearing up the Singapore Canes. Let me see. They're really pushing the 2026 SummerSlam in Minnesota with 2 nights of entertainment. So they're going to extend SummerSlam out now. Everything going to become a big event, I guess, like WrestleMania. I don't know, but it's underground time now, and you've got Lola Vice going against Shayna Baszler, and Shayna's always a beast. And Lola Vice really had the look in this match. She looked serious. She looked prepared. She came out with everything going in the fight was good. The fight was good. It could have been so much better because Shayna is so much better. She had to slow down to make Lola look good. And eventually Lola's going to win this one. Kind of a weak move on Shayna. I don't know. Every once in a while Lola looked really good in that, but Shayna looked really good. It's a weekend on that match. But and they got more Eddie Thorpe promo. And then, of course, Sexy Red congratulating Lonnie Jordan. Then we got the men's North American Championship. It's a 3-way. You've got Gallus with Joe Coffey, and you've got Wesley, and, of course, you've got the champ, Oba Femi. And, Oba is a monster. He's kind of growing on me. His awkward style, kind of like it. Because Joe Coffey, he's like Booker T says, he's good to the last drop, man. That dude is just tough and old school. And Wesley, I originally didn't like all the high-flying stuff he did. I thought a lot of it was overkill, but he's kind of slimmed a little bit back, making it more effective. I kind of like some of it, but Oba's going to win this match. But he throws these. This is a pretty good match to go back and watch. Maybe the beginning of a giant in the future, what we thought maybe Omos would have been. Oba really seems to be fitting the bill in this. So good match, though. Good match. Cannot complain. But then you've got the ladies championship, the cross promotion with TNA and NXT or WWE, however you want to put it. But you've got Jordan Grace, the fire plug, going against Roxanne Perez, the prodigy. Now Roxanne looks pretty good in this match, and everything goes, I guess, as the way they wanted it. Jordan Grace looks good. A couple slip-ups, but when she even has a slip-up, she covers. Or when somebody else has a slight miss, she knows to directly go and reroute the whole moves. And, just a veteran in the ring. She really has surprised me, and I hope to see more of her in WWE. I don't know if that will be the case, but hopefully. But yeah, Roxanne is going to end up winning that match. Tatum Paxley comes out, gets involved. Somebody else does. Jordan goes out, gets distracted, comes back in, puts her move on, and somehow Roxanne pops up and puts Papa Rocks on Jordan Grace and gets the win. But looks a little befuddled afterwards, and they end the show. Battleground was not bad at all. If you can, just turn on Peacock and watch it. If this was a pay-per-view event, I would have not been too happy with it. But it is what it is, they say, and that's going to lead us straight in to 6/11, the NXT show. And, they start off, of course, with their recap. But then you've got Jada Parker Going against, Lonnie Jordan comes out and does a spot. And of course, everybody's got to come out, Jada and then Michin. And Jada's looking past Michin, so that sets up the Jada Parker-Michin match. Michin's kind of become the Swiss Army knife. She can really do anything. She can sell. She can get somebody over. She can look good. She can hype the crowd. She's really good. She's got such good timing. But look, Jada she's better. She just needs more time. She's had a big old school body slam. And I know that sounds simple, but it looked good. So Jada is going to get there. Big, powerful girl, going to, make some moves. But the OC comes out during this match, and they don't get involved until Jada goes outside the ring and grabs a chair. And Anderson then takes the chair from her, which allows Michin to roll her up into a small package and get a win. But Michin, man, I really wish they would do more with her. Really think there's something there. They go back over a recap of how Gallus attacked Wes Lee at Battleground after their match, and so they're going to lead up to a 6-man tag a little later. But then they tease with Cody before they go to a commercial break, but they come back with a good comical representation of Chase U. The guys are all in there just bickering back and forth, and then Thea Hale comes in and layeth the smacketh downeth. She gives them all hell yeah and raises the roof on that one, and a good little promo. Just a good little spot to go back and check out. I will say I was surprised. But they go into a 6-man tag. You've got Gallus with the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang going against Wes Lee and Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, which Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are now known as the New Catch Republic, I believe there. Peter's doing his fingers, or Pete is doing his fingers, knocking everybody down. And Joe Coffey hits, I can't remember who he hit. Let me see. He hits Wes Lee. Joe Coffey hits Wes Lee with a clothesline in this match that is, might I say, APA-esque. John Layfield would have been proud of this clothesline from, where. Really good match. I mean, Coffee is just a monster. Does so good. And Gallus, they really look good in this. Gallus is going to win the match too, but with all the European guys you have in there, really you had everybody but Wes Lee was, I believe, not born on our soul. It looked like an old school somewhat of a match with the add of the fingers and, of course, Tyler Bate, the big strong boy, his annex. But yeah, good match. Gallus wins it. Let me see. Then they got that little promo spot with OTM out the mud with Jada Parker, and she's got a rematch with Michin coming up, and she wants OC. With OC out there, she wants OTM out there. All these letters, OC, OTM. But anyway, and then Burnley Reese does a little promo with Anofi and Blade, which they've been developing their chemistry, but they seem to be a little worried, Anofi and Blade do, about her match with Wendy Chu, the new Wendy Chu. You know who? Wendy Chu. But it's Wendy Chu, the new look. They're a little worried. And Brinley's not, because they're old pals. Let me see. They've got Sol Ruka doing pretty much a follow behind of her kind of like showing up to the UFC Battleground event, and they do a little background and give her a chance to have the stick and show a little bit of her personality. Not bad. I can't say anything bad about it. That's probably going to be the next push you're getting out of the women's division. Valen probably, JC Jane with her STP nose piece. But those are your big on the ladies division, and apparently Miss Lonnie Jordan. But yeah, good little promo. But then they go to the Brynlee Reese Wendy Choo match, and the new look of Wendy Choo. I kind of like it. She's been watching a little Bray Wyatt, a little Undertaker, a little Kane. She's been watching a little the way her characteristics, her head turns, the way she plays to the crowd, to the cameras, the makeup, the facial expression or lack thereof. I like it. I didn't think I would. I did not think I would. But Wendy Choo is quickly becoming Wendy Choo. You better put some respect on that. Achoo. But yeah, Wendy Choo has a match. Brynlee has some good showing, but she seems a little freaked out. And she's gonna, get submitted. Brynlee gets submitted by Wendy Choo. And the new look. I kind of like the debut of the new look there. So, yeah. All right. From there, you got Ora Mensah and Ethan Page. Good little promo spot they did for that. And then you got Mr. Stone confronting Roxanne out in the parking lot as she's giving a promo. And he knows that she's going to make the state of the ladies division address tonight, and he's trying to do a little snooping and see what she's going to talk about, and she kind of lets her know that he's heard it. He's going to call Ava out, all-knowing Ava, and she won't give it up, won't give up any information. The only thing we gathered from that is Mr. Stone needs to wear a looser shirt, or either take that top button unbutton there, buddy. You got that. And then, of course, you got Cody. You got the champ. Shows up on NXT to do, I guess they're getting ready to head off to Scotland. And he does a little promo for getting the crowd ready for Scotland. In AJ Styles in an I Quit match in Scotland. So coming up, we'll see how that goes. But he gets the crowd going and hollering and screaming. And then Trick comes out in his white stacks, man. Trick coming out in his white stacks, 1970 style. What did he know about that? That's something I had on. But look, and he comes out and he kind of asked for a little wisdom from Cody, and he goes, pretty much, how do you go from being the hunter to being the hunted? And of course, Cody drops some verbs and some adverbs in there, and tells him how it is, and then lets him know how his next opponent will be determined. It seems they're going to have a 25-man over-the-top rope battle royal for the winner gets the shot at Whoop That Trick. But then he kind of drops a little bomb there, a little pipe bomb, if I may. And he says that all brands will be participating pretty much. So, hey, it looks like the interview's over, and then Trick stops him. And he's like, hey, man, I got to ask you something, man. You coming to the cookout July 4th, man? Good little end. They're trying to play on the heartstrings with Trick, building him a little character there. I kind of like it. And then he says, even Trick goes, play Cody's music. All right, so good little Good little spot. Then they've got a Sean Spears and a Javon Evans, OG, young OG, doing a little promo with them. And then Dante Chen comes out and busts some of those Singapore canes on. He's doing his promo and he starts banging it and hitting everything and it tears up everything. So, he's going through some canes. After that, you've got the ladies talking in the locker room, and somebody tries to introduce themselves to Wendy Choo. And Wendy Choo looks at him, and everybody leaves Wendy Choo alone. And after that, they introduce the NIL class, and I got to do a little bit more research in that. I know the NIL involving basketball and football and, major sports. I don't understand completely the aspects of the NIL and WWE, but I will find out. But then you're going to have Lexis King, the TV star, going against Dante Chen in a Singapore cane match there, the aforementioned. The match, Dante jumps out first and goes in there. He's already got, 2 wins over, so they're trying to say that it was a fluke, so he's trying to go, and man, look, as far as these cane matches go, I've seen a bunch of them, and, they're okay, but this one, was pretty good. Because Chen beats the crap out of Lexis King for a while with that cane. Breaks one over him. I mean, they got canes hanging Velcroed on the side of the outside where the fans are. I mean, they got them everywhere. So, but Dante looks really good in here. And at one point in time, Lexis puts the cane, kind of menangles it in the wrapping of the turnbuckle to where it's straight out like a projectile. And he's going to do a throw into the turnbuckles and catch Chen. Chen reverses it, causes the match, you think, to maybe make that turn to where Chen's going to get his 3rd victory. But the crafty, somewhat veteran Lexis King pulls out a win, and it looked pretty good doing it. So, we'll see how they, well, I did leave out one quick aspect. Lexis always has that scepter or that cane that he comes out with, and Dante had the Singapore cane, and Lexis had the real cane. So kind of like Dante ended up in this particular situation, bringing a cane to a gunfight. Because he gets taken out. But yes, Lexis King gets a little vindictive win, but he gets a little satisfaction for it. And then after, they've got JC Jane and Jasmine talking back there. And, of course, JC Jane has got her Stone Temple Pilots mask on. And Life in Vaseline in there. Cody comes out dashing. Cody comes out of the bag. He brings the mask from Dashing Cody and gives it to JC Jane. So, hey, she's got a little something extra to take to the ring. Everybody seems in awe of Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. But then they have a good little promo with Eddie Thorpe. He is reborn. They got a couple of the old timers, Wahoo and Chief Strongbow. They, kind of bring a little tug on my heartstrings with that one. But Eddie Thorpe is back. And then before his match, though, they got a quick promo with the OC and Mi Chen, and she gets a match with Lonnie coming up. So, Mi Chen is saying she's a HBIC, so I'll have to look that up. I have no idea what that means. But anyway, after a little security scare at the desk, we have the guy, the first time I believe I've seen him is Tavon Heights going against Eddie Thorpe, the reborn Eddie Thorpe. And I thought I'd heard of, I thought I knew the look of Mr. Heights, and I did a little research, and he is actually a true bronze and silver wrestler, bronze and silver medal winner. Won a bronze in Norway and won a silver at the Pan American Games in Tokyo. And a good little start. He's 6'3", good guy. He's got the wild, wacky look. And he's going against Eddie Thorpe, the king of the underground, according to Booker T. But, Eddie sells some in this match, and Tavon looks really good, kind of. And to tell you the truth, that Eddie's going to get the win. But Tavon, they do not let it just be a squash match. He represents himself really good. And so after the match and Eddie wins the match, they go to a spot with no quarter catch crew. And you've got Dempsey telling Miles, "Go get Tavon. Bring him to me. Bring him here." That's the best accent I can do. But, yeah, they're carrying on with that. They're saying that maybe they need a new member, you got Ava and Mr. Stone, talking about, Roxanne, and Stevie Turner comes in and snitches them out. And you've got Javon Evans going against the chairman, Sean Spears, in kind of their revenge match, and, man, the young OG, bouncy. He likes it bouncy, they say. But he is just looking fantastic, And at the start of the match, Sean Spears does throw the old, he throws his headgear, his little scarf in his face, and then pounds him. And a real quick story, I can remember years ago being in the nightclub business. I had a gentleman we had had an altercation in the parking lot, and the gentleman I saw with the cigarette in his mouth, and I was thinking, he's going to try to thump that in my face and hit me. And you see this in the past, but actually this happened to me. It was like in slow motion, and he did it, and I moved, and I hit him with the best punch I've ever hit anyone. And that big son of a gun went to one knee, and then I was like, oh, dear God. That big old guy come back up. But we are friends to this day. So if you're out there, Jay Wells, representing Silky Sullivan's on Bill Street, God bless you and family. But, yeah, we'll go back to the match, man. Look, Sean Spears looks really good in this match, man. Javon, I could go through all of these highlights or whatever, but this is a good match to go back and watch. Now, Sean Spears is going to get the win. But look, this is a good match to go check out. And then look afterwards, you got Javon all bloody in his mouth and everything where he missed. And I believe it was when he hit the desk. So, yeah, pretty good. Let me see. Then afterwards, you got Tony D and the family showing up, and they end up around Tyler and Pete and Axiom and Nathan, and they all, they've all had that their name on that cup, and Tony D is kind of flaunting it in their face there, and Nathan seems, a little distracted. But we'll see where that goes. But they end it all with Miss Roxanne, the ladies champ, coming out and giving the state of the women's address, and she calls Ava out there, and all knowing Ava, and Ava comes out, and then STP, JC Jane and Jasmine come out, and they want to get in on it, and then Lash comes out with Miss Jackson, and they want to get on it, and then Lola comes out. So they're all in the ring, gibbering, and Miss Jackson tells Lola pretty much, "Shut your mouth, girl." And Lola says, "Really? Oops, upside your head," and kicks Miss Jackson. And from that point on, the melee is on. And at the end, everybody's thrown out but Lola and Roxanne. So, that's probably going to end up in a tag team match next week. But we will see. Because they've got the big Scotland event coming up, if they're ever going to throw a curveball into Cody, will it be there? I doubt it. Will Drew McIntyre win in front of his hometown crowd? Possibly. We will have to see. But as always, guys, we're going to end it up here. I just want to tell everyone, if you can, get out and help a shelter. Do whatever you can. Donate time. And if you, as always, spay and neuter. And this is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.